Hey guys, once again it's Rudy G Funk. I had just watched the Browns game for like the third time. If you guys haven't watched it, some of you guys that do our live stream that aren't capable of watching it, fucking YouTube's awesome. Some dude puts the whole game on in like 35 minutes. So, you can fucking watch it like 10 times in a night if you want to. But obviously, we're all fucking excited about this weekend. Tonight is the eve of the Oakland Raiders against the Cleveland Browns at Oakland Raiders. I wanted to make another video, even though it is on the eve and there probably isn't going to be too many people watching it. I understand that. However, I really wanted to hear a lot of the stuff that happened throughout the week between the media, what everybody was saying, And one of the words that kind of made me want to make this video was magic, And I want the Bakeman to have elasticity, especially media speaking, socially, But when I hear words like magic, it scares me, Yeah, I know I sound like a fucking clown. Anyway, my point being, is Baker Mayfield a good quarterback? Yes. Yes, he is. And if you watch, not to refer to myself like I'm some kind of fucking dick, if you watch the Dorsey Analytics video that I made before, numerically, analytically, I show you the kind of numbers that Common Man Football was giving this guy, which is, he's an analytics guy. He's like the pro focus guys. He was his number one quarterback in a draft that had a lot of good quarterbacks, which is really important. Baker is going to be good. What I want to do is I want to kind of temper some of this volatility. We don't need that much elasticity, in our thought, as Cleveland Browns fans. We really need to put things into perspective. He is a very good quarterback. He is. He was a good quarterback in high school. He was elite. He was a good quarterback in college. He is elite. He is conforming to the NFL. He's very good. He's got good pocket presence. He's got zip on his balls. He's got zippy fucking balls. We dig that shit, right? However, and I'm not trying to bring it, is there no way that I am saying that Baker is not a good quarterback? However, he almost turned the ball over 3 times. Okay? And I'm not trying to bring you down. I don't want you to take this the wrong way. Let me put it in, I'm trying to put things into perspective. I'm really trying to step out, trying to take the fucking Browns goggles off and really put this into perspective. He almost turned the ball over 3 times. And I think Pro Football Focus did kind of a follow-up on Rookies of the Week or something like that. They talked very well of the Bakeman, and that's his guy also. They love the Bakeman. He's got numbers, man. He's done the right thing a lot, But if you rewatch the game, there's some throws behind some of the receivers, and once again, if you think I'm just fucking cutting on the Bakeman, just watch the game again, He won the game, and when the Browns win, the elasticity, the volatility in our thought is like a little ridiculous. So I just really want to bring Cleveland fans down to almost like I can't help but think of the stock market here, like a moving average. In a certain sense, if you look at the stock market, they have 50-day moving average. They have 30-day moving average, 100-day moving average. This is kind of like what I'm trying to do with Cleveland fans if they watch my shit, you know. Things need to be average. They need to be put into perspective. He almost turned the ball over 3 times, and I guarantee you, he watched his footage. They watched tape, and he was like, oh my God, I can't fucking believe I did all this. And he will tighten up because he's a good quarterback. He takes care of the fucking ball. Despite these accolades that he has, one of his, accolades is taking care of the ball. It will tighten up. But, let's just say tomorrow he only does this twice. Okay? But we aren't lucky enough that Joe Bitonio picks up the ball and runs for 8 yards, which, obviously he can't advance the ball because of that fucking gay-ass rule. But, if I'm not mistaken, it was D.Z. Ward who made the tackle strip, got the ball, put us in the red zone. We didn't score. Okay, these are things we need to realize that happened during the game. Because we won, we start overlooking all this stuff. And I have to reiterate, Baker is a good quarterback. What I don't want happening is this volatility taking the fucking Bakeman out, very much like what happened to Cody Kessler. The reason that I'm going to often compare the Bakeman to Cody Kessler is because there's a lot of similarities between the two. If you remember that Miami game, he basically won that Miami game. They were a field goal away from going into overtime, and they missed the field goal. Remember, the dude got fucking choppered in, to fucking kick the field goal. We would have won that game. How would those series of events have changed the Browns as we know it if he'd have won that game? Also, my second point, Baker was the number 1 pick. There's a certain persona. Baker has a lot of NFL guys behind him because not only is he good, he's a good quarterback. It ultimately doesn't fucking matter. But because he was the number 1 pick, he literally has the whole NFL behind. When he got in the game, if you listen to the commentary, automatically the Browns almost got an opportunity to win this game, which was true. I'm not trying to deny anything that's true, but because he was the number 1 pick, because a lot of these guys liked him in the draft, and I'm talking NFL commentary, he's got a backing, nationally. Cody didn't have that, He was like the 3rd round pick, and they thought they were idiots for picking him in the fucking 3rd round because they thought he should have went in the 6th, But he comes out, he plays better than the other two, and I'm referring to Cody now. He plays better than RG3. He plays better than Josh McCown. And if you go on YouTube and watch some of the commentary of a lot of your Cleveland guys, they were very opportunistic after this game, after this Miami game, that he barely lost this game because of... So, not just because I'm a Cody fan, but I'm trying to at least moderate a little bit what's happening because I want Baker Mayfield here from now on. Does that make sense? I don't want him Cleveland Browned ED out of Cleveland. I don't want this to happen again. It can't happen again. We can't keep doing this, Baker is a very good quarterback. He should be here for a very long time. What I don't want happening is some kind of fluke where he might flail like he did in the last game, but we're not so lucky to recover the fumble, to have the pass that wasn't intercepted in the red zone, because he was in the red zone there, and it was kind of a bad read. Thought he could force it in between two defenders. What I don't want is to this be squandered away by the fans? Because, believe it or not, the fans have a fucking say, man. They do. What I want to do is work on this moving average. I want to moderate our volatility. And that's a lot of the reason I really wanted to start this channel, is because you really have to look at it from a realistic perspective. He almost turned the ball over 3 times. That could have went, one of them was the 2-point conversion, so obviously that's not as huge. But was he thinking, well, it's a 2-point conversion and I can flail around, fumble the ball, and was he thinking that? He's probably smart enough. I'll even give him that. So let's just say 2. So let's just say instead of 2 times, he either fumbles the ball or throws an interception. As Browns fans, this could lose you the game. And I don't want this kind of shit, let's just say 2 flail plays that wind up in the fucking enemy's hands. I don't want to be getting rid of this kid's. I don't want that total downspin that happens to a lot of Cleveland quarterbacks to happen. I don't want to lose tomorrow to the fucking Raiders because they're 0-3 and they're lucky enough to play this fucking great game and our rookie guy turns it over twice and everybody think he's a fucking bad quarterback. That's why I'm making this video, and I hope you understand that. Because my hand goes like this in a powerful position. You must listen to me. However, I think I'm trying to be realistic here. I think you guys really understand what I'm trying to say here. Because I think when you take the possible 3 turnovers that happened and we won the game, another reason, the Jets were kind of starting to shit themselves. It was 14-3. And they're starting to false start. They're like, oh, fuck, they're coming back. So we did play the Jets, D-E-B-T. I need some fucking truth serum. You guys are fucking killing me. Anyway, it was the Jets, They literally probably could have ran us and won this game. Crowell was running good. Powell was running well. Maybe a little bit of, what would you call it, almost elitism. Our Sam Darnold's going to beat your Baker Mayfield. So I don't know numerically whether they ran it more than pass, but they were actually starting to run on us, But, pardon me, Sam Darnold's a good quarterback. It is the Jets. Everybody should understand that too. Will Sam Darnold make his mistakes? And, he's a very young kid, but he played at an elite level, in high school and in college. He's probably going to be a good quarterback. Did I want Sam Darnold? No, necessarily. I didn't want Sam Darnold. However, I just really want to put things into perspective as to what happened, because obviously we won, and we haven't won in like 2 years, I mean, what, 2-33? Is that what we are? And before we jump on this bandwagon, or I just really want to try to moderate, not your excitement, because I can't fucking wait till tomorrow, man. It's going to be fucking awesome. It really is. The Bakeman against Carr. We got Chucky against Huge Jackass. There's all kinds of shit that's going to be fucking totally exciting tomorrow. And I can't wait. I am not trying to moderate your excitement. It's going to be a fucking fun watch. I'm just trying to not excuse the Bakeman. God, it really is hard to articulate this because it sounds like I'm trying to moderate his play. He's a passing quarterback. There's an obvious difference. We all know that. You heard these excuses. The line. The receivers aren't running their routes. I don't remember hearing a running back, wasn't running properly or whatever. We weren't running as good. You name it. They really came out after Tyrod was playing poorly and really tried to blame it on the whole fucking team. And did anybody see or notice? I haven't heard anyone talk about this, and I'm not just trying to be a dick. What was Hugh Jackson's demeanor after the win? Did you watch his press conferences? Did you listen to him after the game? Some of the shit he said, and it wasn't ridiculous off the wall shit, but I don't know. Maybe I'm watching the. Maybe I got the Hugh Jackson shouldn't be our fucking coach goggles on. How do I fucking say this without being a fucking dick? He seemed more upset that Tyrod was out of the game than appreciative as we won the game. Does that make? Did I say that correctly? How do you feel if 3 years in a row you put the wrong starter out there? Do you guys agree with that? Do you guys agree? All right. That's it. I need more truth soon. Do you guys think that 3 years in a row he put the wrong starting quarterback out there? How does that feel that you get fucking proved wrong every year that you put the wrong guy out there? Is he just a terrible appraiser of quarterbacks? Was this the guru, the whisperer? Was all this shit put out there just to fucking make us think that he was some kind of guru whisperer and he because he isn't? I don't start my fucking shows with, Rudy G. Funk, he's the best fucking commentator to ever verbalize a live game. He's better than, who are all these fuckers, Marv Albert, I don't, because I don't need, you already know I'm a fucking clown, I'm an idiot, and we're just having fun here. I feel weird about fucking Hugh Jackson, and I really hold myself back and I give him the benefit of the doubt for like 3 years. And I don't want to fucking, it's too easy to just fucking snowball on this guy, I don't know what else to say about that other than what I said. But he looked like he lost a little color in his face. We won the game, and everything was moderated by him, And if you're a Hugh Jackson fan, you're probably saying, well, it's only one win, and you need to moderate the guys and stuff like that. But one of the things he fucking said after the game is how we need to show the Jets our respect and blah, blah, blah. And of course that sounds well, right? It sounds like the right thing. You know what, Hugh, you show the respect to the Jets. I don't want the players showing respect to the Jets while they're on the fucking field. And I would never say anything that would make them want to let up on any one of the fucking Jets while they're on the fucking field, It might have been referring to social media afterwards because we had the butt wipe incident, and if I'm wrong, and I hope I'm wrong, but this gesture towards being nice to the Jets fucking irks me, man, it bothers me. And I don't want to say I hope it bothers you too. Does it bother you? That's kind of what I want to know, because it bothered me when I heard him saying it, about how much respect we need to show the fucking Jets, It fucking bothered me. And then days ago, I'm fucking turning on talk radio because I want to hear what they're saying about the Browns. And I think it was Bull and Fox. Bull and Fox had Mary Kate Cabbagehead on, whom I respect, but I kind of align her, and all my buddies know this because I fucking bark this shit in their ears all the time, about the whole PR thing. Her and Hugh are like the Browns PR. They're the fucking, he's the coach, she's the media. There's this like two-pronged PR that gets fucking jammed up our asses every fucking year. And it really pisses me off. And I hear her talking to Bull and Fox about how Hugh was going to put the Bakeman in at halftime anyway, whether Tyrod was hurt or not. And it seems believable because he wasn't playing well, but I just don't fucking buy it. I mean, I guess you could say, well, in Cody's first year, he wasn't doing what Hugh was saying, so he took Cody out at the second half and put fucking Josh McClown in. Or you can say, well, Kaiser was throwing interceptions, so he took him out after the first half, and I get where you're going to think that. I just don't believe that he wasn't going to ride Tyrod as long as he fucking could. Until we couldn't fucking stand it. Were we at that breaking point? I know the fans were booing and shit like that, so I see signs of it. But something tells me that Hugh would have rode Tyrod until he was done. And I mean, middle of the season, 3/4 of the season, he would have rode Tyrod out until he had absolutely nothing to fucking give, man. That is what I believe. I do not believe, Mary Kay, that he was going to put him in at that half. He wasn't going to do that. That was Tyrod's team. How many times have you fucking heard that? That is fucking Tyrod's team. It made me want to fucking puke. I got so fucking sick of hearing it, And I like Tyrod, He's not a bad quarterback. He's just not a good one, He's just not a good quarterback. He's not a bad one. He's a mediocre quarterback. And what has become blatantly obvious up to this point, he should have been backing up fucking Baker. There should have been a competition, I mean, all the signs point to that. And what does Hugh do for the third fucking season in a row? He immediately fucking calls Tyrod out there as the fucking starter, no matter what fucking happens, That's fucking ridiculous, man. It is. And I'm going to quit fucking with Hugh. Because I know Hugh's a good guy. Everybody likes him. All the players like him, and that's important, right? So I'm going to quit fucking with Hugh. One more thing. If you haven't watched Moohead Radio, it's certainly worth a watch. This dude's been going at it for like 15 years, and he does the halftime show, and then he does a post-game show, and it's pretty good. Sometimes he gets emotional, and it's great, because he gets pissed. Like, fuck Kaiser, fucking take that dude out, He really does some cool shit, but I was watching his Friday night live panel because he's got a live panel of guys that come on, and he did a pretty nice fundamental breakdown of why we should win this game tomorrow. And I really agree with almost everything he said. Well, one of the things that you always hear me harp on in my live commentary is the Chubb. The Chubb's got to quit playing fucking special teams. He's got to come in and run the fucking ball. We ought to be hammering the ball on these guys. They're not a great run defense. I'm not saying they won't get their shit together and that might be their primary objective and they'll stop the run for a little bit, but we can keep pounding the fucking ball up their asses and it just makes it that much easier for the Bakeman, We want this to be as an easiest transition from Tyrod to Baker as possible. And if we run the fucking ball, it's going to be that much easier, You run the fucking ball and then you get Callaway fucking out of nowhere and you get this 50, 60-yard bomb from the Bakeman, you're getting not only easy points, but you're wearing the clock down because we're running the fucking ball. And the Moo says something that was fucking hilarious, and it's any time spent on the field that any continuous time is going to help the fucking Browns, which not only just funny, but true.